My name's Christopher Kane. I'm a fashion designer living in London. Welcome to this space of mine. I'm currently creating in my studio. I work in fashion, but I also do painting. I suppose you can say the past 2 years I've been painting since COVID. But my studio primarily is for the fashion business, but I have a little section or a corner in the basement, which is, for me, it's a personal space where I paint and create and just work freely and not think about work. It's just a passion. So I've always worked in the East End of London, Dalston, London Field. Always in a cement block. It's always very simple, it's very clean. I don't really have light or windows. I like quite dark or quite bright. It really doesn't bother me. It's very simple, nothing too fancy. I do like to be quite independent and be by myself, no one around. I do have my dog who's always with me called Bruce. He's my rock, he's like an emotional aid, so when things are going wrong he's always here. But I just kind of like how carefree it is in here. He can potter in and walk onto wet paint and all of a sudden there's paint everywhere. So I'm not precious at all and I like it to remain that way. I can't really create when there's other people around because I always get the pressure. You always have that when people are watching. I think that's the same for everyone in any industry. So I think the COVID period was a huge transition for all of us because the fashion industry didn't stop, but it was a different way of working. So I had lots of free time in my hands and it was a really beautiful spring, summer. So I went into the garden and started painting again. Unusual places that I've painted or drew, it's backstage of a fashion show. I've been asked to do many a thing backstage where I'm drawing or doing a caricature of a model or simply just like narrating with a painting or such, but the garden, like I can sketch really anywhere, I'm not that precious. Things that I use are primarily paint, coloured paper. I like to do a lot of collaging. There's a lot of glue involved or fabric. I use sometimes a lot of fabric that I patchwork. Sometimes I play on my phone a lot actually with the app that I have on my iPad. It's just really easy to do there and then you can then progress into painting. So for me in a space, again, just myself. I like to listen to a lot of audiobooks. I like to listen to a lot of really nice music. So that is always really relevant in the backdrop. And it can be a lot of historical, it can be a lot of things on artists, say the Francis Bacon audiobook I just listened to recently, which was really inspiring. I listened to the Satanic Bible because I'm really into history of religion. So it can be really quite random. Imagination goes wild when you think or hear of other people, as long as it keeps me intrigued, or sometimes you just lose yourself and you're in your own little world.